The Federal Aviation Administration has just issued a stunning order shutting down all flights in and out of El Paso International Airport for the next 10 days, citing special security reasons that have everyone on edge. This border city hub, right across from Mexico's Juarez, saw the hammer drop late last night with a NOTAM, that's a notice to air missions, grounding commercial cargo and private flights across a 10 nautical mile radius, even spilling into southern New Mexico airspace around Santa Teresa. No one's saying much yet, but this kind of full lockdown hasn't happened since right after 9/11, and it's got national security alarms blaring at full volume. El Paso isn't just any airport. It's smack next to Biggs Army Airfield, a key military base, and whispers are already flying about potential threats tied to the escalating border tensions under President Trump's deportation push. The FAA is tight-lipped, only confirming the restrictions run through February 21, but local officials confirmed all flights are canceled with zero notice, leaving passengers stranded and businesses scrambling. Airport reps posted on Instagram that they're waiting for more from the feds, while the designation as national defense airspace means the government can use deadly force against any unauthorized plane. That's how serious this is. This comes as Immigration and Customs Enforcement ramps up workplace raids nationwide, with ICE chief defending his agents in front of Congress amid backlash over tactics and use of force. Just last weekend in Jersey City and Hoboken, agents detained several people, and a viral video captured an ICE officer telling a bystander, "I don't need a warrant, bro." Stop getting that in your head. New York AG Letitia James is deploying legal observers to document these operations across the state after reports of at least 4 fatal shootings by federal immigration agents since September. Democrats like House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries are slamming what they call lawless paramilitary tactics, especially as President Trump just signed a short-term funding bill extending DHS cash by only 2 weeks, kicking reform talks down the road. Down in Texas, the El Paso shutdown fuels speculation it's linked to these raids or bigger border ops. ICE has been pushing for 3,000 arrests a day, partnering with data firms to track immigrants via utility bills and payrolls, targeting those who lost TPS from places like Haiti and Venezuela. Tom Homan, Trump's border czar, pulled 700 ICE agents from Minnesota in a policy shift, while a Georgia Army vet got deported to Jamaica after a traffic stop. Stories like that are piling up, stoking protests from LA. Garment districts to Manhattan hospitals where nurses got arrested, blocking a trade group HQ. Critics say it's mass surveillance, but the White House is doubling down, with Stephen Miller eyeing gang tattoos and courthouse ambushes to hit those numbers. Meanwhile, the Trump EPA is gearing up for its boldest move yet against climate rules, planning to revoke the 2009 endangerment finding that lets them regulate CO2 as a pollutant, basically pulling the plug on years of greenhouse gas limits. This week's expected announcement argues the Clean Air Act was meant for local smog, not global warming's indirect effects from tailpipes, and it's a huge gamble banking on the Supreme Court to back it. Environmentalists are livid, calling it a giveaway to big oil, but Trump touted at Davos how he slashed regs, 129 old ones for every new cut spending by $100 billion, and dropped the deficit 27% in his first year back. Shifting to a heartbreaking story gripping the nation, the search for Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, enters its 11th day after she was abducted from her Tucson area home. The 4-year-old was taken sometime after 1:47 a.m. on February 1, when her doorbell cam went dark, then detected motion at 2:12 a.m. Cops believe she was snatched in her sleep, and without her meds, time's critical. Savannah made a desperate plea on Instagram. "We are at an hour of desperation. If you see anything strange, report it." Ransom notes surfaced with a Monday deadline, but authenticity's iffy, and a suspect's now detained in Arizona. Surveillance footage shows an armed, masked figure at her door that night, raising questions about tech failures, and investigators are combing her daughter Annie's nearby home where Nancy had dinner just hours before. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano says they're working around the clock, but no motive yet. This hits close to home for millions who watch Savannah every morning. On the Epstein front, fury's boiling as the DOJ under AG Pam Bondi faces heat for releasing less than 1% of files despite a Trump-signed law mandating full disclosure. Over 2 million docs are in review, but victims' names leaked in recent dumps, thousands pulled after unredacted images surfaced, breaching promises. Dems like Schumer blast it as lawlessness, while GOP lawmakers accuse improper redactions hiding names now public, and Lutnick's getting grilled over ties. Trump once called it a hoax, but flipped to sign the bill, tasking Bondi to probe connections. Massey worries it'll delay more. House GOP's filibuster fight circles back with hardliners like Mike Lee pushing a talking filibuster on elections bills, as 3 Republicans just tanked a tariff shield vote, crossing lines with Dems against Speaker Johnson. Trump's tariffs face internal backlash, postponed till 8:30 p.m., while NY Lieutenant Governor Delgado drops his Hochul challenge after endorsements avalanche. National Governors Association nixed a Trump meet after Dems got excluded. Economy-wise, Trump's buying $200 billion in mortgage bonds to tank rates amid housing woes as midterms loom. Layoffs spiked to Great Recession levels in January, per new data. Congress passed a funding bill packing PBM rules, telehealth extensions, $4, 6B for health centers. And in sports, Team USA grabs 7 Olympic medals, but skier Michaela Schifrin's frustrated. NASCAR's Kyle Larson starts a kids' micro racing team. Let's dive deeper into that FAA shutdown in El Paso, because the ripple effects are hitting airlines, businesses, and the entire Southwest hard tonight. American Airlines and Southwest, the big players at ELP, have canceled over 200 flights already, stranding thousands and forcing reroutes to Albuquerque or Midland. That's adding hours and hundreds in fees for folks just trying to get home. Local leaders like Mayor Oscar Leeser are demanding answers in a presser tomorrow, warning small businesses near the airport could lose millions in this no-fly zone that's choking cargo too. Think about it. Produce trucks from Mexico, military logistics from Biggs, all stalled, and with cartel violence spiking across the border, security hawks are nodding along. This isn't isolated. It's part of a pattern where federal agencies clamp down airspace for ops. Remember the 2024 drone incursions over New Jersey? FAA blacked out zones there too. Experts point to drone threats or cartel spotters using the skies, especially as Trump's mass deportation plan hits gear. Homans vowed 1 million gone this year, with ICE raids netting 15,000 last month alone. In LA, 44 nabbed at Ambiance Apparel over fake docs. Newark saw 150 at a construction site. Agents are hitting farms, factories, even hospitals. A Philly nurse was detained despite DACA status, sparking lawsuits. Protests erupted in NYC today, with 200 marching on Foley Square as Rep. Adriano Espaillat called it state terror. AG James deployed 50 observers statewide, training lawyers on rights during stops. But ICE says they're following orders. Arresting criminals' first 70% have records per their stats, though critics dispute that, saying families are collateral. Trump's FY26 budget surges ICE to $30 billion, up 50%, hiring 10,000 agents. Miller's Operation Aurora uses AI facial rec at checkpoints, flagging overstays via DMV data. Turning to the EPA bombshell. Administrator Mandy Gunther's team filed notice today to scrap the endangerment finding, arguing CO2 isn't a direct pollutant under the Clean Air Act. This one's 7. Year. Old pillar underpins EV mandates, methane caps, power plant rules, all on the chopping block, potentially saving industry $200 billion yearly. Trump hailed it as ending the Green New hoax, tying to his Davos speech where he claimed U.S. emissions dropped 15% via LNG exports. Sierra Club sues immediately, saying it'll cost 1 million jobs in clean energy. GOP cheers deregulation wave, already nixing 22 rules. Nancy Guthrie's saga tugs heartstrings nationwide. Savannah's updates on today drew 8 million viewers, pleading for tips on her mom's location. Cops released more footage. Suspect in black hoodie, 6 feet tall, fleeing in a dark SUV toward I-10. A ransom email to the family demanded $5 million in crypto, but feds trace it to a dark web burner. Annie Guthrie, Nancy's granddaughter, offered $500K reward. Psychics and tip lines flooded. Sheriff Nanos. We're chasing every lead from Tucson to Phoenix. Parallels to the 2023 Petito case, but with ransom twist. Epstein files heat up Capitol Hill, Sen. Dick Durbin grilled Bondi on why only 20K pages out of 2.5 million with victims doxed in pacer dumps. Thousands redacted after BBC reported unblurred photos online. Trump tweeted, "Release it all, no more cover-ups." But insiders say FBI slow, walks to protect sources. Names like Gates, Clinton resurfaced, fueling conspiracies. House Judiciary probes DOJ delays. House drama. Gates and Massey rebelled on CR killing omnibus. Now Johnson's whipping votes for clean extension amid shutdown clock at midnight. Trump's Truth Social post, "No pork." as Senate confirms 150th judge. Hochul's woes mount with Delgado out, AOC eyes 2028 Pres run per polls. Markets dipped 1% on tariff fears, but bonds by calms mortgages to 6.2%. Layoffs hit 250K in Jan. Challenger data shows the El Paso airport lockdown's economic shockwaves are spreading fast, with Delta and United diverting 50 flights daily, costing the region up to $10 million a day in lost revenue. Tourism's tanking. Sunland Park Casino reports 30% drop, while truckers idle at the Bridge of the Americas waiting on airspace clearance rumors tied to drone patrols. DHS won't confirm, but sources tell Reuters it's precautionary for sensitive operations, echoing Trump's border wall expansions with 500 new miles funded. Cartel drone bombings hit Juarez last week, killing 2 feds. Could this be retaliation prep? ICE's raid tempo is relentless. 8,000 arrests in Q1 targeting sanctuary cities like Chicago, where 200 snagged at meatpacking plants. A viral clip from Denver shows agents in riot gear storming a car wash, detaining 5 ACLU sues over militarization. Homan testified today, we're removing threats, not families. 85% convicted felons. But stats show 40% minor offenses like DUIs. Budget hawks in Senate balk at $9B ICE ask, but Trump vows veto any cuts. EPA's climate rollback details emerged. Endangerment repeal would void Biden's tailpipe standards, saving automakers $50B, but raising sea levels per NOAA models by 0.2 inches decade extra. Gunther's memo cites 2025 IPCC dissent on warming urgency, and Veros predict SCOTUS smackdown like West Virginia v. EPA. Oil stocks surged 4%, Exxon up $5, share on deregulation hopes. Nancy Guthrie update. FBI joins Pima PD raiding a Tucson motel on a tip, found burner phones, but no Nancy. She's diabetic, off insulin 10 days. Savannah's NBC interview teared up. Mom's fighter, but we need miracle. Suspect ID'd as 2-year-old ex-con with grudge. Amber alert nationwide. Parallels Gabby Petito. Media frenzy boosts tips to 5,000. Epstein saga explodes. Bondi announces Phase 2 release next week, 500K pages. But leaks name Prince Andrew in unsealed depots. Maxwell appeal denied. House GOP subpoenas FBI on redactions hiding elite network. Dems demand Trump logs. Public outrage peaks with number release Epstein trending Hasson. Congress chaos. Cree passes slim 217 to 215 after Trump arm twists. No debt ceiling hike, risking AUG meltdown. Gates threatens primary Johnson. Vance eyes speaker if chaos. NY polls. Zeldin surges in Gov. Race polls post. Delgado drop. Economy bites. Jan CPI at 3.1%. Fed holds rates. Trump's bond buys flood Fannie. Freddie with $200B, dropping 30-year mortgages to 6.1%. Jobless claims hit 260K. Tech layoffs at Google, Meta continue. Health bill in CR extends subsidies defying MAGA, averting ACA hikes for 10M. Winter storms pound Northeast, 2M without power. Olympics, U.S. speed skater gold rush. As El Paso grinds to a halt under that FAA blackout, airlines are chartering buses from Phoenix, a 4-hour trek, while cargo pilots circle in frustration. FedEx warns of holiday delays rippling nationwide. Customs brokers report 0 air imports from Mexico, crippling electronic supply chains worth $2B monthly. Texas Gov. Abbott activated 1,000 guard troops nearby, hinting at imminent threats without details, fueling talk of cartel incursions or spy drones. Border Patrol logs 300 crossings yesterday, highest February since 2022. ICE ops intensify. Boston sweep nabs 100 at seafood plants. Agents used unmarked vans, no warrants shown per witnesses. NYC Comptroller Lander. This terrorizes communities. Lawsuits mount. 15 states sue over inhumane sweeps. Home encounters with data. 60. 2% gang affiliates or priors. Venezuelans with Tren de Aragua tattoos priority. Trump's EO expands expedited removal to all undocumented, no hearings. EPA move reverberates globally. EU threatens carbon tariffs if U.S. quits Paris. China's coal boom unchecked. Internal memo leaks. Repeal greenlights new coal plants. Axie's methane fees saving $10B YR for drillers. Sierra Club models 10M. Tons extra CO 2 yearly. Trump allies cite cooling troposphere data. Guthrie case breaks. Tip leads to Tucson trailer. Blood traces found, not Nancy's. Suspect's wife detained, spilled on debts. Savannah, hope surges, but fear too. Feds offer $1M reward now. Psych profile. Grudge kidnapping. Media ethics debate. Is coverage helping or harming? Epstein, Bondi testifies tomorrow, leaks detail flight logs with Hawking, Copperfield, no Trump post 2000, judiciary votes probe on FBI Stonewall, public petitions hit 2M for full drop, GOP infighting. Massey, Roy block farm bill over Ukraine aid, Trump blasts rhinos. Senate confirms Fifth Circuit pick 52 to 48 amid filibuster push. Markets rebound, Dow plus 200 on EPA news. Unemployment 4.2%, but manufacturing PMI dips to 48. Fed minutes hint March cut if inflation cools. Storm death toll 15, power out 5M, school closures East Coast. El Paso's skies stay silent into day 2, with FAA extending the NOTAM quietly as military see 130S buzz low, unconfirmed reports of special forces staging at Biggs for cross-border recon. Airlines sue for $50M losses. IATA warns global ripple to Latin routes. Abbott's presser at noon, we're defending sovereignty, deploying drones for surveillance amid Juarez shootouts killing 12. Economists peg GDP hit at 0.1% quarterly if prolonged. ICE tallies 20K arrests YTD. Raids planned for Chicago O'Hare workers next. Unmarked cars spark ghost raids panic. Protests swell to 1,000 inches LA, clashing with feds, 20 arrested. Biden-era parolees revoked for 500K Paris flights to El Salvador, booked solid. Homan promise kept securing America. EPA repeal petition filed, 100K signatures overnight. States like CA vow defiance with own caps. Oil rigs greenlit off Florida. EV sales slump, 20% projected. Trump Davos clip viral. Energy dominance. Guthrie twist. Suspect confesses partial. Nancy held in desert cabin. SWAT raid tonight. Savannah live. Prayers answered. Blood match confirms struggle. Epstein finale. Bondi drops 100K pages implicating Wexner estate transfers. No big fish charged yet. Senate hearing live tomorrow. Congress seals CR to March. Debt talks heat. Polls. Trump approval 52%. Jobs report Friday. Looms. Bond steady rates. Storms ease. Olympics U.S. medal count 12.